never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer, fine.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. I hope everybody enjoyed their Father's Day weekend. Happy Monday to everybody. Let's go ahead and kick off another week by talking some college football. And I want to do this because next Friday, June the 30th, which is one day after the birthday of a really amazing, awesome, good-looking, handsome, intelligent, sexy man, the Phil Steele College Football Magazine comes out. Now, I know some people like Phil Steele, some don't, but I will say that the Phil Steele Magazine, honestly, really, truly, is the one that goes more in depth than anybody else. Most of these college football magazines, especially today when most people read all the stuff on the internet, but to me, there's just something about having a magazine in your hand and reading it in your hand as opposed to online. But even back in the day, before all the online stuff started happening in the early to late 90s, early 2000s, you could pick up Lindy Sports, Athlon Sports, Sporting News, any of those magazines that were specifically geared toward college football, and you might get a magazine that's 100 pages, 150 tops, and the Phil Steele magazine will have 500 pages because he doesn't just give you one short paragraph. He actually goes in depth with every single team, and he's honestly more accurate every single year than anybody else is. I believe in the past 5 years, the teams that he has predicted to be the preseason top 10 when his magazine comes out, I believe he's missed 5 teams in 5 years. So he has gotten about 9 of the 10 preseason teams correct when his magazine comes out. From when his magazine comes out to when the actual first major poll comes out, which is about a week or two before the season starts. But since his magazine comes out next Friday, June the 30th, I want to go ahead and look at the Athlon Sports prediction for their top 25. And then that way, when Phil Steele's magazine comes out next Friday, we can compare the Athlon Sports top 25 to what Phil Steele says. I know some people last year, now that you can find the Phil Steele magazine on the internet a few days after it comes out, they bought the hardback copy and read about it online. They said there's just something different about having the magazine in your hands. I know Clemson puts out one every year called Tiger Time, and I would definitely buy it in stores before I would look at it online. I just don't trust people enough to look online. I'm scared that somebody's going to get a hold of it and learn how to change that stuff, and they're going to add something or leave something out, and I just don't trust folk enough. So me personally, I'm going to buy it before I look at it online. I might read an article about something online, but I'm not reading a whole magazine on the internet. I'm just not going to do it. But without further ado, let's take a look at the Athlon Sports top 25. Georgia, number 1. Michigan, number 2. Alabama, number 3. USC, number 4. And Ohio State, number 5. We know what USC will do. They'll probably go 11-1, possibly 10-2, and they'll probably be number 6 or 7. And all they have to do is win the Pac-12 championship game and have an outside shot or a shot if they're 11-1 at making the playoffs. And they'll play some team they have no business losing to, and they'll lose, because that's what Lincoln Riley does. He gets all the talent in the world, but every time he plays in a game he must win, he doesn't win. LSU, number 6. Florida State, number 7. Penn State, number 8. Washington, number 9. And Utah rounds out the top 10. Texas, number 11. Clemson, number 12. Oregon, 13. Notre Dame, 14. And the Volunteers of Tennessee, number 15. Oklahoma, 16. Wisconsin, 17. Kansas State, 18. Oregon State, 19. And Mr. 8-4 himself, Jimbo Fisher, has the Aggies at number 20. Ole Miss, 21. Tulane, 22. TCU, 23. UCLA, 24. And the Tar Heels of North Carolina round out the top 25. So go ahead and either write that down or watch the video enough times to where you have it memorized, or get you a copy of the Athlon Sports magazine and compare it to Phil Steele's magazine when it comes out next Friday. Now, I'm sure that they're both probably going to have almost every single team the same in the top 10. Maybe Phil will have 9 of the same 10, just maybe ordered a little bit differently. But when you get on down to about 17 or 18 down to 25 is when you start seeing different teams. But honestly, I just like the Phil Steele magazine because he doesn't just write down one short paragraph. He actually has 2 or 3 pages about every single team, which tells you that even if he's wrong, he's just wrong. But he's not wrong because he didn't do his homework. He actually watches film and studies each team. Most people just give you an opinion without having any reason why they have that opinion. It's just their opinion. But if you look at the Phil Steele magazine, you can tell that he definitely does his homework and studies each team and studies each coach and studies each player. So that if he's wrong, you can just respect him for being wrong, but the man knows what he's talking about. So we'll compare the Athlon Sports top 25 to the Phil Steele top 25 when it comes out next Friday. Any thoughts on this, please feel free to let me know. Homes for Our Troops is a publicly funded 501c nonprofit organization that builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. Since the 2004 inception, nearly 90 cents of every dollar spent has gone directly to our program services for veterans. Visit at hfotusa.org. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I had to get a neck brace last week, and I haven't looked back since. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.